What's going on, y'all? Man, it's D-Man, the Flood on my coach, my boy, my dog, Breon.
What up, boy?
Super producer Blair in the cut. And this is Bellies and Bullshit, man. We appreciate y'all for fucking with us, rocking with us, man. This is episode 134 on they dog ass.
On the pump, yeah.
And, hey, that was clean, like the Board of Health.
They look dirty, buddy.
Who? Board of Health? Like,
just
Holy Moly Donut Shop. All right, and we are here live on location, man, at Minus Skate Shop, man. As you can see, it is beautiful in here. This is my first time being here, and we are here with no other than the owner of Minus Skate Shop himself, man. Nick, man, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What?
Hey, bro, that
like
was
that?
flawless. That was flawless.
Yeah, I was like professional.
Yeah, I'm known for a fuck up or two. I'm known for a fuck up or two, but how's everything, man? How's business going for you?
It's good. Yeah, I mean, getting out of winter, so it's not snowing. That's tight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. First off, man, how's your mental? We start every episode out with the mental. How's your mental treating you so far this week?
It's been good. I've tried to kind of teach myself to only take things like one thing at a time instead of doing the having 30 things on my plate and trying to do 4% of each thing until it's kind of day-to-day type stuff. But yeah, everything's good. Yeah, I'm chilling.
That's good, man. What about you, little dude, man? How's your mental?
I'm all right. I'm moving and grooving.
That's what's up.
I had a job interview the other day.
How was it?
It was cool. I really like the it's for Volunteers of America.
So not for profit.
Yeah. You know, I told you I'm trying to
No check.
Get it. What'd you say?
Huh?
He said no what?
No money?
It's not about the money. It's about
money on permanent VTO.
But no, I'll be relocating homeless veterans. So I'm excited about that. You know, doing my due diligence in the community. You all right over there?
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, man. I'm trying.
I'm proud of you. Yeah. My mental was good.
How's your mental?
I went to Kansas City last week.
Yeah.
And I went to Kansas City for work last week. And it just so happened the one week I go out of town on a plane, 3 fucking airplane crashes happened. 3. Boy, so Friday I got. Okay, we'll say that for later. But this portion of the episode is about you, about Minus Skate Shop. First things first, man. How'd you even get into where are you from?
So I was born in Zionsville, Indiana.
Okay.
Grew up in Carmel. Now I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right. So you went from Carmel. When'd you come out of Carmel? What was that like? That's where you graduated from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2004. I graduated high school.
Okay.
That dates me like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Hey, we knocking on the door. Ain't nothing.
We all tap dancing
we
on
all
40.
Oh, dude, it's crazy when a kid comes in and they're like, "Yeah, I'm getting a board. I was born in 2006." And I'm like, "Oh my god."
Ooh, man,
they don't know what VHS tapes are. And I'm like, dude, this is jacked.
CD Walkmans, CD players.
Man.
Yeah. That's a whole different thing.
They can never relate. They can never relate to an iPod. Ever, bro.
iPods was legendary.
They don't know what it was like rewinding VHS tapes to take it back to Blockbuster.
What's Blockbuster? Oh, yeah.
Now it's an amusement park or something coming up or something now.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, damn, Family Video was my spot.
Oh, yeah.
Family Video was our spot back out.
Hollywood Video, Family Video, Blockbuster. Yeah, those are essential. Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I grew up a movie nerd, man. I was every weekend. It was just like, how many can I watch this weekend?
Absolutely. My mom used to let me. Never mind, we'll talk about that another day. But anywho, so Zionsville to Carmel.
Yeah.
When did the aspiration of being an entrepreneur start for you?
So if we go really far back, my mom reminded me that a long time ago when I was in, I think, elementary school, God, this sounds so corny, but anyway, my parents used to buy warheads for me. I used to say I like loved those things, and but what I was doing was my friends' parents wouldn't buy them for them, so I would take them to school and sell them. My parents would buy them for me, and I'd sell them to the kids at school for like 10 cents. I guess I got in trouble, and my parents got called, and then my mom says that's when it started, but I just thought that was me being just a shit kid.
Yeah.
I think a big thing, just like I started skateboarding when I was 14 years old and started working in skate shops when I was probably like 16 or 17.
What was around back then?
It was Rise.
Rise? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My friend Buddy owned it. I got hired kind of without him knowing. He owned it with this girl, Amy, and me and my friend used to always just hang out in there all the time. And she was just like, "Oh yeah, would you want to work here?" And Buddy was like, she did not ask me that. So I just kind of like started hanging out, helping out, like gripping boards and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of how it started. But I kind of fell in love with like the skateboarding industry and just caring about like that side of it. And from then it just kind of turned into what it is now. I don't know what normal people do. I just play with a wooden toy outside with my friends and hope people want to buy them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
but at that point, like it just, so when did skateboarding really become like your thing then? Because it's like, it had to be a passion to turn into this. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but so I don't know if it's like a weird personality trait, but when I like something, I like immerse myself in it. I have to know everything about it. So skateboarding was one of those big things for me. When, like I said, I got a board when I was 14. I quit everything I was doing, baseball, soccer, basketball. Like the second I got a board, I was like, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And then I found skateboard videos, and I wanted to watch every single skateboard video, and I wanted to read every magazine. I wanted to know like everything there was to know. So same thing, like, you know, through skateboarding, you get hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So it kind of turned into, you know, going back to the Blockbuster thing. It's like I'd roll my ankle or I'd hurt my knee, have knee surgery, whatever. And I'd be out for 6 weeks or 3 months or whatever. And it was like, well, I'll go watch movies. And the exact same thing happened with movies. I know way too much about the movie industry that I'm not in.
So it became a passion. Movies and skateboarding became a passion. You remember the first time you wiped out?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I broke my wrist.
Damn.
That was the first time I fell on a skateboard.
The very first time.
First time. Tried to roll down a grass hill in my neighborhood. Broke my wrist. My mom, I went home, and my mom basically was like, well, that's that.
Yeah.
You're not going to do this anymore. And
yeah, right.
Fast forward however many years, 25 years, and still doing that.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, Minus Skate Shop.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know where Minus Skate Shop is, it's over here off of 54th Street, off of Keystone, 54th and Keystone, right in the same strip mall as Mississippi Bell and Shadow Lounge, man. So when did you open up the shop?
2017.
Yeah, you been thugging it since then?
Yeah, March of 2017.
So what was day one look like for you? Like, you know, I mean, first of all, how did you end up here in Broad Ripple, like in this area?
Okay. Basically what had happened was I worked at Rise, and Buddy had sold it to this guy, Scott. Just kind of didn't get along that well, which is fine. So one day I had just started dating my now wife, but we like just started dating, and I literally was at our house, and I was like, I think I'm quitting my job today. And she was like, what? It's like, yeah, I think I'm just done doing that. And she's like, what are you going to do? It's like, I don't know, but not this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she supported me, which is awesome. Not financially, but she was there. She was like, yeah, that's cool. Do your thing. Kind of ended up just didn't really know what I was going to do. Started getting a lot of like texts being like, oh, are you opening a shop? Are you going to start a skate shop? And kind of made me think like, well, I think I was 30, 31 at the time. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I got to do it now.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who wants to ever think like or wonder if it would have worked. Like I kind of looked at it as like, if this tanks, I can bounce back.
Right.
But in like 4 years, if it tanked, I'd have a hard time bouncing back.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So, yeah, just kind of like I actually looked at a different spot that was way smaller off of College, and the dude like straight up iced me. Like he was like, yeah, here's the lease, and then signed all the stuff, and he just never got back to me. Ghosted my calls, whatever. Good thing that space was terrible for it, but it was just cheap, and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But yeah, I ended up finding this place. Talked to Dave. He seemed down. He was cool with it, and I just kind of went from there. Kind of didn't like, quite honestly, didn't really know if I'd be able to like get accounts.
Yeah.
I knew a lot of people, but I couldn't say anything until it was like for sure. So I couldn't hit up reps and be like, yo, will you open this account? You know, because if word got out, then people can put blocks on stuff. Like, not necessarily that it works, but it can, you know, you want as opening a business, you want as little headache as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
because what they call it gatekeeping now. I guess.
Yeah. It was just a weird thing where it was, and I had talked to Scott when he heard that I was opening a shop, and we talked, and it like seemed cool. Like I was like, he wanted to like cater to the younger crowd, and I wanted to cater to like the older dudes that had like Instagram and cars and, you know, had all these brands that they wanted to back and stuff like that, you know? And, I just, maxed out some credit cards and hoped for the best.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, I mean, I had some money put aside from I did a little board company, like a little deck company when I was, for like 5 or 6 years. It was called Scour, and it did pretty well for like a local Indiana brand. And so I had some money from that.
That's
and
dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah. So it all just kind of fed into itself, and and here we are.
Yeah. I was gonna. So me, I know nothing about skateboarding.
Yeah.
Right. So with these different boards on the wall, are these different accounts, or are these different people that make the boards, and you just have accounts with them, or how does that whole thing go?
So most stuff comes from like distributions, where like one distribution might house 3 deck brands, a wheel brand, a truck brand, or something. Some of them are single distributions. They only distribute themselves. You're buying from, you know, you gotta, like you, trying to think of the best way to say this. So like if a brand is housing 3 different deck brands, you can order 5 of each brand, and there you go. It makes shipping worth it. Yeah. But like when there's single brands, you got to order a bunch of their boards. So that's what kind of makes it tough in that sense. But I mean, there's different like wood manufacturers, different brands, different distributions. I mean, most of it comes down to like shapes and graphics and what wood shops. But in reality, there's 3 or 4 different wood shops pressing boards. So like a lot of these boards are pretty much the exact same thing. Okay. It's just different graphics, different. And that's the thing. Like that's the rad thing about skateboarding right now is you can find your identity in a board brand. Like you can be like, this is what speaks to me. Yeah. Like this is like perfect to me. Whereas when I was a kid, there was maybe 10 10 brands, and like it was like if you were a punk kid, you only skated these brands, and if you were like a hip hop kid, you only skated these brands, and if you were this kind of dude, like fresh kid or whatever, you skated this brand. And now it's like, you know, kids can find an identity in anything. Like, yeah, there's so much in here that is, I mean, there's 200 decks in here or something like that. Like, and they're
all different.
Right. You know, you have like the Couples and Crush series or whatever, that you have like Topanga and Corey and Laney Boggs from one of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah.
But then you have like Palace next to it, and you have, you know, like Baker, Quasi, and all these different brands that like they all offer their own flavor in skateboarding, and that's kind of what's special about skateboarding right now is, you know, there's so much out there that kids can like identify with one thing.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's cool.
So how do you like now, I mean, we're here at this point, but like how do you feel, like how do you navigate today's skate culture versus like and then like what does that look like now?
Based on what it was.
Yeah. Like staying to your roots, but like how do you navigate the world now?
I like to call it 2 for them, 1 for me, where, you know, I believe in every, like there's enough brands in here that I can say I believe in every brand I carry, whether it's doing something I like for skateboarding or I like the dudes that ride for it. I can, like, there's not anything in here where I'm like, that is so lame.
Yeah.
You know, like if it's not my favorite thing, like that's fine. It doesn't have to be my favorite thing on the wall, but it's, you know, like navigating it is just, you know, kids will be into one thing one day and then the next day, like something happens and all of a sudden every kid's like, no, but I want to do this now. I like this brand now. The nice thing is this mentality I have is to have a full store, to make it look full. There has to be 175 boards that are dead inventory.
Yeah.
Like this board wall is 175 boards and then there's a bunch on the floor. So at any point, if like I'm bringing in a brand that like I just believe in or I want to carry, and if it doesn't sell, that's 13 boards on the wall maybe.
Yeah.
That's not taking up much space. You know, they've got to be there at some point, and if it speaks to me, it's going to speak to someone else. Might not be every kid's favorite thing, but you know, like kids might be into it at one point, maybe they won't. Like there's been a lot of brands that like it was the best-selling brand and now we don't even carry it anymore.
Yeah.
Not because I don't like the brand, but because all of a sudden kids moved on to something else and now they like this brand they found on Instagram. And you know, and there's a lot of stuff going on in skateboarding where, you know, now if we want to get, I mean, I'll beeline through this really quick, but a lot of the pro skateboarders' money comes from their shoe deal. So, you know, like if they don't like what the board brand they ride for is doing, they'll just stop that and do their own board brand. They'll do their own thing because their money's coming from their shoe deal. It's not coming from their board sponsor anymore. And that's how you end up with a bunch of little brands. Like somebody who rides for Nike might just be like, oh, I don't like what this brand's doing. I'm doing my own thing. And then I go in and I bring in that brand and fingers crossed it works. But, you know, because you never know. Like some brand might be like the next like big thing. And it's, if I'm offered it at launch, I'm going to 8 out of 10 times, if I believe in it, I'll take it because it's better to get it early than it is to try to chase it later.
For sure.
Exactly.
Catch that wave where I was going. Yeah. So moving forward, like what is like what are the biggest challenges that you face now? Like where your shop is today?
Biggest challenges. I mean, the ebb and flow of skateboarding itself, it's so up and down. You're dealing with these board brands going direct to consumer, which, you know, everybody does direct to consumer, but the big issue is brands want to dump their product. And there are some brands dumping product for less than I can even get it for. So then kids are buying those boards, and then these brands are hitting me up being like, yo, why aren't you carrying our boards? And I'm like, you're selling them to kids for like $35 a board. Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why would they come in here and buy it?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that. And every once in a while, like it gets a pass. Like, I get it. You get overstocked on product, you got to dump it. But I mean, that's a hard thing to navigate on top of like shoe brands and shipping windows and everybody wanting to book stuff early. Like I just did holiday 25 shoes. That's
insane.
Yeah.
And you did back to back too.
We are like now 9 months ahead of ordering stuff. It used to be like four to 6. Now it's 9 months. And like, that's fine, but it's, how do you guess where skateboarding is going to be in 9 months? Like, what if all of a sudden kids in Indy don't want a certain shoe brand? What if this shoe doesn't do well anymore? Like, then you're just stuck with a bunch of product.
Right.
You know, so that kind of stuff's it's pretty tough to navigate, but we kind of just, you know, fingers crossed.
That's the
worked out.
That's the risk you take as an entrepreneur.
Right. Yeah. It's I mean, I don't do projections. I don't do 95% of what like you're supposed to do as a business owner, because to me, like, that would take away like what's special about skateboarding to me. Yeah. And what like this is supposed to be to me, which is like, it's never supposed to be that deep. Yeah. You know, like, yeah, this is my like lifeline. This is my like, this thing, you know, this is my job. Yeah. But at the same time, like, it's also supposed to be fun to me. Yeah. Like, the second it's not fun, I'm out. Right. Like, exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
because you're here for the culture versus the money.
Yeah. It's all just like, I mean, there's stressful times, but I can't step back and not be like, dude, I talk about skateboarding all day. Yeah. Like, my biggest stress is like, oh, I got to go look at shoes. And it's like, I love shoes. I'm a shoe nerd. So it's like, that's fun to me. So it's like, these things that I'm like saying are stressful. Yeah, they're stressful, but it's like,
it's life to you.
Yeah. This is like, if I didn't have the skate shop, I'd still go skate every day. Yeah. So it's like, why not, you know, be able to contribute to what raised me? Right. You know?
Yeah, that's what you talk about contributing. So what does that look like? Like, what do you plan to do, like, moving forward, like, to help support young skaters?
I mean, one of the biggest things, which,
'cause you guys got the skate.
Yeah. We got Arsenal Park, and that was, I mean, there's a lot of hands involved in that. You know, like, I would never want to take hardly any credit for that. Yeah. My friend Tim Devlin did an unbelievable amount of work dealing with the city and like pouring concrete and organizing these pours and stuff like that. But that's been a huge thing. Being able to do events there is really cool. My big goal is to just try to like, you know, let kids know that like the shop is here and it's not here to just buy skateboards. Like, it's okay to come hang out. It's okay to like, you know, if you're having problems at home or whatever, like this can be your clubhouse for 7 hours a day. Like, that's cool. You know, 'cause it was for me. That's where the skate shop was for me. But I think
it was a safe space.
Yeah. But I think another big thing is just trying to be but like try to do things to bring the community together, because I think there's a lot of separation with like being on your phone. That's a huge thing. Like kids don't, when you go to a show, when you go to any concert, phones. Everyone's
like
filming
like they're not right there looking at it.
Everyone's got to know you were there.
Yeah.
And I am for sure guilty of that.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's not just kids, but I mean, it's just what we're in. So it's like, you know, you go to the skate park and it's not like everyone's skating together, but it's like, this dude's over there on his phone, this dude's over here doing this or whatever. And it's like, I'm trying to do something, you know, by doing events and trying to, like, you know, one of the big things we do is almost every time we have an event, we try to build a new, like, crazy obstacle at the park. So that way it, like, kind of brings everyone to, like, everyone's like, this is your one chance to skate this one thing. You know, like we built like a 44-foot rail that went across from the park to the basketball court across the grass. But it was only there the weekend. Like, I paid to have it built, had my friend weld it, and end of the weekend we tore it out. Because like the city would be pissed if they saw that there.
Yeah.
Like
So that means this summer I would love to work with you, man, figure out something we can do.
Yeah.
Party.
That'll be dope.
Yeah, events are always just like an important thing. I think that's where like skateboarding's kind of lost in the sense of like, because it's a lot of work to put on an event. Like it's and you always have that fear of like, what if no one shows up?
Yeah.
I did a bunch of stuff and I just realized I blew it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a real thing. But I mean, we always have like a ton of people that come to the events, which is rad. A lot of dudes from out of town. But yeah, like that's kind of the goal, is just bring skateboarding together, because we have such a cool scene. So many awesome kids skateboarding, just like, they don't even have to be good skateboarders. It's like all these kids are so cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's awesome to like go to the park, meet a new kid and be like, oh, like please come hang out at the shop, because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Like if I'm bored one day, come hang out, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So with the recent rise in hype beastness, when it comes to shoes,
right?
Nike SBs have kind of skyrocketed within the last couple of years. I mean, obviously to the regular skater, they've always been around,
right?
But the recent collaborations that's been going on, it's been catching a lot of people's eyes that don't even skateboard.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
like the Wizard of Oz.
I feel like the Wizard of Oz held the Jordan SB 4s and things like that. Where do you see the sneaker culture, within the next couple of years when it comes to collaborations like that?
I mean, okay, so I've worked in shops through both iterations of the boom in Nike SB. And it's always been like a really quick rise, and then kind of falls, and then it picks it back up. But the thing is, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know. I mean, they know how to make something work, and they know what they're doing to make something like skyrocket.
Yeah.
I think that this year is going to be a really big year for it. Coming off of like, I didn't mind last year's. Like, there's a lot of good stuff. The Futura Dunk was really good. Wizard of Oz was cool.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz was crazy.
Verdi was crazy, but it was like, it was cool. It was a cool story. Like, they did their thing with it.
Yeah.
And people were like complaining that like it was a bad year for SB. This year's gonna be, I think, is gonna be like
crazy.
Oh, this is what they were going for the whole time. I think that's kind of where we're gonna be with it, but I don't know. We'll see. Like, they did this. They know what they're doing. Like with this band Jordan 1. Like,
that shit is crazy.
Jordan turning off their Instagram and them doing like putting the black bar over all the Jordans. Genius.
Yeah.
Genius marketing.
Man, like, I saw that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then manufacturing scarcity.
Yeah.
It's only in 23 stores in
23
America.
stores, yeah, which is insane.
Like-
and then all they're going to do is probably re-release them later on. But
$250.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
they remade it. Like they made it from the original. They took the 85
Yeah.
and like measured everything, and they even like the this stuff, like the little like
The stars,
that stuff.
yeah.
They took an 85 version and made the like hatch pattern exactly the same.
Damn.
Like they went in on that thing. So it's
Yeah.
like they did the same shape, they did the same
sound like it's worth
mold. Like,
$250 to me.
I mean, it's a.
If I can get my hands on them, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah.
But it'll
I
be
don't see
difficult.
Why they wouldn't come like that's a like I don't see why they wouldn't.
It's
Come
that
out later.
version though. They're not.
But that
They probably
version,
won't
yeah.
do that version. They'll do like
A regular, just
Jordan
Nike
1 in that
1,
colorway, but it's not going to be like.
That
the 85 shape.
Yeah, they went and like measured that to the first dot.
Yeah.
You know, like they remade that shoe and they manufactured scarcity of it. 23 stores.
they so petty for that.
Like
23 stores is insane, and it's stores I ain't never even heard of before.
yeah.
Like,
That's what's. I mean, I do like it when they do that. Like they give smaller shops like the opportunities to carry. You know, like
yeah, absolutely, for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying, like, so that creates the hype around the shoe too. The store, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
So,
yeah, that's a huge
I just-
thing for the store.
like,
Yeah.
So I mean, that's good business. I know, like when you got those fours in, like, was that crazy or what?
It was a day.
Was
It was a.
I wanted to ask you about that.
it was a day.
So talking to Breon and it's him saying he comes over and have a conversation with you. That Nike that for Jordan SB release was a crazy release.
Yeah.
People were saying that was the shoe of the year.
Yeah.
Because it was.
And I don't. Was that last year? That wasn't last year. It was the year
No, it
before
was
that.
2 years ago. 22.
Bro, that's
No,
23?
23. Yeah.
And I can't remember what all came out
23.
that year, but I got word from the guy that works from his partner over at the bodega saying that you're the only guy in the state that has a Nike SB account.
No. There's one in Fort Wayne,
Okay.
and then my friend Joe in Lawrenceburg. He has a shop in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and a shop and one in Cincinnati, but it's called Blacklist.
Okay. So
But
you're the only
in
one in the city.
Indianapolis, yeah, within 2 hours, yeah. If you're in the city, we're the only
So
one.
how is that like that? It's almost like you're in a league by yourself when it comes to shit like that. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to those type of releases. You know what I mean? So how is that knowing that? Okay, well, shit, that shit got to come through me.
Yeah. I mean,
That shit got to come through me. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
SB stand for skateboard.
so SB, there's,
It's a skater.
okay, so SB is either, I've heard two different things. I've heard skateboard and Sandy Bodecker. Sandy Bodecker was the guy who they handed, it's like this was the third time Nike tried to get into skateboarding. Second or third time, I think it was the third. And they gave it to this guy, Sandy Bodecker, who didn't skate, but he went and like hung out at skate shops, asked skateboarders what they wanted. He read every magazine. He immersed himself to create this brand. So SB skateboarding, SB Sandy Bodecker.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's long-winded answer to that one too.
No, good question. Good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
I always thought it was skateboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we're here.
I know nothing about a Sandy.
Yeah,
Sandy
Sandy
Bodecker.
Bodecker was the guy who basically made Nike SB what it is. He figured out like, he was huge in making what we now know is what it is. So
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
So before we get out of here, I do want to ask you a question that we ask all of our guys, all the people that we ask that are entrepreneurs. What are the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur for you?
I got one question. After.
Yeah, you're chilling. That's 20 more. I don't care. Okay. Pros, you're your own boss. I like to I make the joke that it's like my shop, my rules.
Yeah.
if people ask why I did something, I'm like, I don't know, I shot my rules.
Yeah.
I wanted to make that. That was my thing, like
Talk your
cons.
shit.
My shot, my rules.
Yeah.
It all falls on me.
Hey. Yeah.
The other thing is like, you're, I guess the buck stops with you. Like someone else doesn't want to do it, you got to do it, or it's not getting done.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a big thing. Like if it's snowing outside and you like really don't want to go into work and you want to close, but someone's like, yo, I need to get this right now.
Yeah.
It's like you either make the money or you don't. You got to go in.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that like the cons of it are more of just the like trying to deal with money.
Yeah.
And trying to like realize it's a real, like it is a business,
Yeah.
and I have to pay bills, and
Yeah.
I have to, keep up with stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm my own boss. I can do whatever I want. This is how I want it to be. And I like also being the person that if like someone has an idea, that they can just like come in and pitch an idea to me, like, oh, you should try to do this. Cool. Like, like if it's a good idea, yeah, but I'll listen to it, you know? Like, and that's cool. Like, that's cool to be able to like give a platform to a kid to be like, hey, I have an idea for like this shop t-shirt. What if you did this? I've done it.
Yeah.
Like someone would be like, yeah, I want to do a board graphic. And I'm like, okay, just show me what you're doing. And they brought it to me and I was like, oh, I'll actually make that. And that means a lot to a kid. It's
Exactly.
like, oh, the skate shop I go to like made a board of the graphic I made or a shirt or something like that. That's cool. That's like super fun to me. And, but then also you got to deal with social media and drama. And a lot of drama comes from, these, going back to the sneaker thing. It's like, do you know how many backdoor comments I had to battle saying that I'm like backdooring these shoes?
Yeah.
And every time I get told I'm backdooring these shoes, it sounds like it would be awesome to not deal with it and just backdoor all these shoes. I do not backdoor the shoes. Every raffle's fair. And just getting that out there.
Yeah.
But
as you should, for sure.
Yeah, but it's just like one of those things that it's, my wife gets on me about it sometimes where she's like, stop caring. And I'm like, no, because it's like the skate shop is a community.
Exactly.
And it's like, if I bum one person out, that's like 6 more people at least that are going to hear about it. And I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to like have to prove myself to somebody, like just trying to be cool.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I was talking to the producer. All right, but so top 5 shoes. I need them.
Top 5.
Your favorite. Like either, I mean, that can be whatever. I know you got an insane SB collection. I know you do.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
No?
Contrary to popular belief, I do not keep everything.
That's what I heard on the street. I mean, I'm
See,
sure
that's
you
the thing.
don't.
Yeah, everyone's heard it on the street that Nick's got the craziest collection.
Nick got heat.
No, I only keep what I like.
I heard that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's people think that I'm like hoarding all these things. Dudes come
There's
in
no
and be
way,
like,
bro, you been here for how long?
I'm wearing a shoe, and they'll be like, well, that's where my pair is going. And I'm like, dude, I'm a 9.5. You're a 12.
Yeah.
That is not where your pair went. But no, I mean, all right, top five shoes of all time.
Any brand, whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
I'm sorry.
You're chilling.
His daughter caught every episode. It's okay.
Hey, I'm recording, sweetheart.
It's amateur hour out here, dude.
Okay. Okay. I love you.
Hey.
I love you. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
Love you, Savannah.
Bye, sweetheart.
Teach him not to ignore me.
I got you. I got your back. We got your back.
I love you. Bye. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're chilling. I made my amateur hour joke, dude. It's fine. Okay, top 5 shoes. All right, so a Jordan 1. I mean, are we doing silhouettes or are we doing like colorways?
Whatever you want.
Silhouettes.
But you
okay.
can, I mean, if you want to break down the colorway and why, I mean, we're here for it.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to know. I was like trying to figure out how we're, because if like you were doing like top 5 dunks or whatever, then I could do top 5 dunks or whatever.
We can
Okay, so favorite shoes: Jordan 1 low. Sorry, everyone
really?
who loves a high.
Okay.
I'm a low top dude.
I respect that.
The
From you, but that's it.
America Ellington 1. You wouldn't know what no one would know what that is. It was colored after I think it was an Allen Iverson shoe, but it was like it was a low top shoe, and the front half looked like it was dipped in paint. Every colorway, it was like gray with red toe all the way to the front. So like the sole was red. That is the shoe that got me into shoes.
Really?
I remember going to the skate shop. America Ellington 1. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
This shit's so tight. But that was the shoe that got me into shoes because it was like the first shoe I ever hunted down. I went and I was like, I need to EMERICAELL. Yeah, and then Ellington ELL.
Ellington 1.
Ellington 1. That was not it. EMERICA, and then my wife looks on eBay every week to try to find a pair of these things. I look all the time. Probably go to images. Probably have to find images because like that was them.
Oh,
that right there.
Ooh. Okay.
But they did like really good colorways of that. The gray and red one was like, this is skateboarding. The America video, like everyone had that shoe. It was
this model.
Yeah. I mean, they look crazy now. I bet if I put them on now, I'd be like, this shoe sucks.
I mean, they kind of remind me like that larger van. I don't know what that.
It's way bigger than that.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah. That thing was like, oh, these things are gonna be great in 3 months when they break in.
Now.
Damn.
Yeah. They're so expensive. Sucks because I want a pair just to put in my room.
Yeah, man, that was a cool
all right. Then I would say okay, so Jordan 1, Ellington 1, the Huff Sutter. It's like a really thin shoe. Super pointy. Man, this is like weird. I'm on the spot. Rowley, the first Vans Rowley shoe, the Rowley 1.
Okay,
and
maybe
you're
putting this on shit. That's why I'm like,
yeah. These are deep cuts for like people, like 3 skateboarders that are ever gonna listen to this are gonna be like, oh, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Everyone else would be like, old guy is digging deep for that crap. The first Rowley shoe. Which is a Van shoe. And then I gotta say, like, I think it was the Rowley Slim was the shoe. And now I probably wouldn't think it was that cool. But when I was a kid, it was one that, like, when I heard it was being discontinued, I had the guy at the skate shop order me like 25 pairs.
Damn. And you said it wrong.
Like, I was like, get me cases of this thing. Like, I need as many of these things as possible. And it's nothing crazy now, but it's like, to me, that was like, I'm digging back in nostalgia of being like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah. I remember I used to be in a skateboard group back in high school, and we used to wear.
You was the only I'm trying to. You was the only motherfucking one skating, bro. You was just there. More like the damn mascot, if anything.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I used to wear ice creams.
Yeah.
Ice creams was my shit back then.
Yeah.
I used to have every fucking pair.
There were some wild ice creams.
There was some wild colors. But I used to swag them out with the khaki shorts and with the pink polo, and that was the shit back in the day.
Buddy did his thing in Broad Ripple. I can't,
I was real big on ice creams and babes back in high school.
Yeah.
So I was a part of a skateboard group, but I just didn't skateboard.
What was the name of it?
BPN, Vaping Nerds.
That's tight.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy AJ. But yeah, that was just. It was just. We was a group. We was a little clique back then. You know what I mean? And they revolved around skateboard. I just revolved around shit. Cool. You know what I mean?
I had like a little crew like that at Perry too. We was called Dorks. Disorderly, odd, ridiculously kooky. Like, it was so fucking lame, bro. Now I'm going
that
back,
is
bro.
so sick.
Like,
that is so sick.
Disorderly, odd, ridiculously kooky. That shit is crazy.
I'm learning new shit every day.
My goddamn Mike.
See, I skateboarded a little bit in college and stuff, but that was my thing. I was a rollerblader.
Yeah.
I was in the rollerblades heavy. I still rollerblade to this day. I can't forward.
Your fucking ankle. All right,
Then I ice skate. What'd you say?
Your ankles ain't taking that.
My ankles are fine. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Hey,
I ain't gonna. All right.
Hey.
All right. Nick, man,
We're trying to be good on the show, bro.
I'm trying to call you out. Trying not to. You can't just rollerblade a fucking. Nick,
Just
man,
don't
we
roll your
appreciate.
ankle, we good.
Nick, man, we appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us about your shop, man, about your come up, about, you know what I'm saying, just minor skate shop in general, man. I didn't know this even existed until he told me about it, and just coming up in here, and the shop is beautiful, man. I love what you've done with it, man, and I really can't wait to see what type of collaborations, man, we do this year, man. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Appreciate it. I'm sure I'll see you for Jordan 4. Jordan 4 raffle.
See, Jordan 4's hurt my feet.
But SB.
Yeah, I mean,
It's different. They built him different.
Okay, well, since you say that, I'll be here. Now that I know that they're here, I'll come and do my raffle like everybody else.
But seriously, just to piggyback, but Nick, really seriously, thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Since I came over at the bodega and stuff, bro, you've been cool. And that was the whole point of just coming and build a camaraderie with my neighbors.
Right. Yeah.
And like this was about like building up this neighborhood. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just working together. You know what I mean? So I appreciate this opportunity. Appreciate you for rocking with us, man. And just shit, we up.
Hell yeah. No, this was awesome.
Yeah.
This was way easier than I thought it was going to be. I was like, I am going to sound like an idiot until this thing comes out and be like, holy shit, I sound like an idiot. I don't seem like I know what I'm talking about at all.
Definitely did good, man. So
this has been a vibe, bro.
obviously, if you listen to this now, man, make sure you guys come to Minor Skate Shop over here off of 54th and Keystone, man, the same plaza as Mississippi Bell, man. They got all your skate essentials, man. Make sure you guys come in and see what it's about, man. Come talk to the owner, Nick, man. He'll definitely guide you to what you need, man.
You got any shout outs before we head out?
I mean, all my shop friends that are dealing with the same stuff I am. Noah at Home, Joe at Blacklist, Jonathan at Rhett. All my shop friends in different states.
Yeah.
Be insane to think without, like, I talk to dudes in New York and they've helped me get accounts and stuff like that. Everybody, like, all that stuff, like, it's dope.
Yeah.
This community is awesome. Skateboarding rules.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know. Shout out to every skateboarder that's ever come in here, bought a sticker, bought a t-shirt, told their friends about it. Like,
Hey,
that's what matters. Like,
we should try to get our logo on the board. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I'm with it.
Is that doable?
I mean, yeah, but they make minimums. Like, they make you hit minimums, which is
really?
quite a lot. Yeah. That's why it's like when I do when I do like shop boards and stuff, it's like I gotta really think this graphic's gonna hit,
Yeah.
or else I'm gonna be stuck with a lot of these things.
For sure. Okay. Yeah, all of our listeners are over 40, so them motherfuckers ain't. Them motherfuckers ain't skateboarding.
Yeah, maybe they got kids.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
They got kids that are
My
gonna,
kids want to learn how to skateboard.
Savannah is skateboarding and shit too. I got some videos of her. She's really into that shit, but I don't know where to kind of like start out for her. You know what I'm saying? She's more or less just riding on the fucking shit. She's just
there's different types of boards, right?
Yeah, she got a big the guy I work with is in the skateboarding, so he has his there. And when she goes to my job, she just rides on it. Like she knows how to ride it. She knows how to start. She knows how to stop. But as far as like switching and swiveling and shit like that, she don't.
Switching and swiveling.
Yeah, she don't. She look, Dad. Nothing else.
I mean, for like, that's where it starts. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. You don't have to do tricks. Like,
Yeah.
just because I know people who just want to push down the street all the time.
Yeah.
They don't care about learning how to ollie or kickflip or whatever. Like, it's just not what they want to do. It's like, that's what's cool about skateboarding is you can't really tell someone they're doing it wrong.
Okay.
You know, if you're playing basketball, it's like pretty simple rules.
Yeah.
You know, skateboarding doesn't have a point system. I mean, I guess it's in the Olympics, so I guess it does have a point system now. But like, you know, you can do things like how in basketball you can play horse. You know, you can play skate, which is like you just match the same trick as someone else. But I mean, the person that wants to go huck themselves down a set of stairs and the kid that wants to come in and just cruise around college, like, they're all awesome.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to play outside with our friends. That's the end of the day.
That's all it comes down to.
So what are the real quick? There's like how many shapes of board? There's the base. There's the standard, and there's long boards. There's wide boards.
Yeah.
What are the top? I don't know. What?
I mean, the popsicle shape, which is like most of those are always going to be like skateboarding evolved to that from what those are. It evolved to be able to do tricks. Rodney Mullen was the person who basically took these and turned them into like a smaller board because he's just a genius. And then he went and like slowly started modifying boards until we kind of have the shape we have now, where it has like, you know, it's somewhat symmetrical. There's 1/4 inch differences, little tapering here and there on the tails. But yeah, I mean, there's, you know, reissue stuff, like all of that. A lot of that stuff is just like collector stuff or someone coming in with their kid, right? And they're like, their kid wants a board and they see that and they're like, oh, that's a board I used to ride. I want one of those. It's kind of how that exists. That and like people who just want to cruise around. These, you know, most people who are getting like one of these are trying tricks, want to try tricks, whatever. Like there's it's like going back to shoes. It's like shoes. You know, what shoe fits you might not fit someone else. You know, like there's no rules to it. So
Find what's best for you.
Yeah, like I went from skating really small boards to really big boards, and then I mean over 25 years, I started on like a 7 and a 7.4 was the width of the deck. Then I went up to eventually made my way up to 8.75 and then worked back down to 8.25. You just do that until you figure out what feels good to you, or when you get really over trying to get used to something new. But that's kind of like, you know, like you put on a shoe and you're like, this thing doesn't fit my foot right, whatever, it's too tight, it's too wide, it's too... Same thing with skateboarding, you know, like there's different trucks that change your timing, and I have a friend that re-drills all the boards so that they feel right to him. Like has a thing that he re-drills the whole pattern so that his trucks sit in a different place. But just
That makes
because it works for him. I'll tell you, his board feels terrible. I stood in his board and I was like, this sucks. And he is so good at skateboarding. You know, my friend Niall, and he's just, I don't know, like it just works for him, but it feels bad for me.
But yeah, like we said, man, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for giving us the time and like your time to come into your beautiful shop, man, and talk to you, man.
Thank you very much.
This is dope, man. Obviously, we're gonna do a lot more with you as the year goes along, man, and hopefully we can collab on some things, man, for sure.
Hell yeah,
that'd be dope. So, you got any shout outs, little dude?
Shout out to my mom, man. She finally drove after not being able to drive for almost a year. So shout out to her. So she back driving now. So that's good. So yeah, I'm good.
Damn, you just made me feel like a dick. Shout out to my mom too.
My bad.
Yeah,
shout out to all my friends.
Didn't even think about moms. Didn't even think about moms.
They be in the way sometimes.
My mama, yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog. Shout out to Mom Dukes. For me, shout out to the kids, man. Shout out to and just shout out to Minor Skate Shop, man. So for me, D Matt LaFleur, to Breon, to Blair, to Nick, man, to the crew, man. Shout out to Cheese, man. Shout out to JY, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to Bellies of Bullshit, man. Make sure y'all tune in to more Bellies of Bullshit next week or more content as the week progresses. And we out of this bitch.
And
Peace.
shout out to my wife for putting up with this.
You're good,
Sucking nerd.
you late as hell.
We out of this bitch. Peace.